Hello everybody, it's ID1 here. In today's video, we're going to do something different today. We're going to do kind of a fun video today. Want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. I hope you all be safe out there and with all your families and everything, and God bless y'all. What I'm going to show you guys today is my own Marvel movie collection. Now, I know there's like collection packs you can get with Marvel movies now, bundles, but when I was collecting Marvel movies, I collected them all separate, and whenever I seen them in bundles, I was kind of like, I've already had the moment of collecting them all, so I was like, I didn't really want to do that because when you have that collection started and you have it built for so long, you don't even want to risk bother. Like, I don't even want to do that, because that's just me. I am a little bit of OCD, a little bit, so I don't know if that's what that is, but yeah, I was just letting you know on that one. But I'm going to show you guys what more movies I have in collections. Now, there are some I don't have, but I'll do a part 2 of it. I'll do a part 2 video of those and stuff of those ones I don't have. But I'll do a video of the ones I do have, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start down the line and go. I'm just going to start down the line and work my way down. So, first one I got here is the Punisher TV series, which is Jon Bernthal's Punisher from Netflix. This is the season 1 version. I do not have season 2, unfortunately. But I did manage to get this, and I actually do love Jon Bernthal's Punisher. I think he's like one of my favorite Punishers next to Thomas Jane's Punisher. Here, I got a clear version of it. The case is all a little dusty. But yeah, I actually love that Punisher. Okay, the next one I got here is the Blade collection. This one has all of the original Wesley Snipes Blade movies, all except for the House of Cthulhu, which was actually a TV series, and they just threw a little one episode, like, one episode, kind of like a teaser or a little sample and stuff. I really didn't like House of Cthulhu. I didn't like the fact it wasn't Wesley Snipes, because the guy that played him, he was okay. It wasn't Wesley Snipes. That's the only thing. And to me, it was like the way he was getting his butt handed to him in that. There was too many fights. He was getting his butt handed to him too much, and I was like, Blades doesn't take that many hits, does he? So I was kind of wondering, like, who the heck is this dude? Because it's not Wesley Snipes. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. So yeah, there's my Blade collection. This one I got from Walmart, if anybody wants to know. That's where I got that one from. They even have the one where it's just the first 3 movies and not that, and I've seen that, but since I already had this, I was like, I don't even want to bother. So, okay. Just so you know, I am a little bit better after being congested from the other day. Just had like a little, like, clearing throat kind of deal, so. Okay. Next one I got here is Thomas Jane's The Punisher movie. I actually love this movie. I think it's one of my favorite ones. I didn't really care too much for the only Punisher ones I don't have are the Warzone and the original one that Dolph Lundgren did. Those ones I didn't really care for that much. I know Dolph Lundgren is a classic, is supposed to be a cult classic, but I didn't really like his Punisher, and there's a lot of people that really didn't care much for his either. I mean, it's different, but like back then, I think whenever they did that one, they didn't really like it. It was kind of its own movie. They didn't really like it. It was a Marvel character, but like they just made that one its own like movie, its own action movie. It wasn't like about the character really. To me, it was just this one dude going around gun blazing, doing like a Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of like action packed movie where he kind of like one action movie like they did, the Commando, where he just like obliterates everybody. But yeah, this one's like one of my favorite Marvel movies. I like this one. Yeah, that's one of the Punisher ones I have. Got the TV show, and then I got that. So I need to get the season 2 of that. That way I have my Marvel. Then I'm hoping that, with Jon Bernthal coming in the MCU, I'm hoping we either get a movie of Jon Bernthal's Punisher or maybe a reboot series like they're doing with Daredevil. So we'll see. I got Daredevil with Ben Affleck. I know a lot of people didn't really care much for this movie. This movie is okay. It stands out here and there. Do I like the movie? Yes. I know a lot of people don't. To me, this was when when Marvel movies were coming out, like starting to come out, like get its thing out there. Because if y'all remember, Blade was kind of like its first Marvel movie to kind of like make all these Marvel movies like become a thing and stuff. So you could thank Blade for doing this, and same with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, the MCU. If it wasn't for Iron Man, we would have never had the MCU. So you go from Blade, who built the starting of the Marvel movies, and you have Iron Man, who built the MCU movies. So it's kind of interesting how you have these two characters who built this Marvel franchise. And if it hadn't been for those two Marvel characters, we probably never would have gotten stuff like this today. I'll think about that for a second. But yeah, Daredevil wasn't a bad movie. I mean, it is what it is. Colin Farrell's Bullseye, I think, was pretty cool. I really wish they would get a little bit more with him in the movie, though, with his kills and stuff, since he does a lot of that stuff. But I think my favorite scene of that was the paperclip, scene, like literally just flicking paper clips in your throat to close your airway. Next one movie I have is the Elektra movie with Jennifer Garner. I think this movie was okay. This one was actually kind of the this one was actually like the This one was actually the spin-off movie to Daredevil, because I think they were supposed to do a sequel to the Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie. And if you actually watch a deleted scene of this, Matt Murdock actually shows up in a vision in this movie on this movie, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah, I think this movie was okay. I mean, yes, it's the only Elektra movie you're gonna find if you want a female superhero movie. There you go. And I like how a lot of people they threw out, whenever Captain Marvel first came out, she was like, they made it where oh yeah, the first female Marvel character. I was like, what about Black Widow? Wasn't she technically the first one? Because, as soon as you guys mentioned Captain Marvel, who the heck was she? Yeah, she was, and when they mentioned that she was in the 90s, yeah, that's cool. Where the heck has she been since then? And as another female character, what about Elektra? I know she's not an MCU character, but you're gonna really ignore that she didn't exist? I mean, no, it wasn't the best female movie, but anyway, she was the first one. So I'm just throwing that out there. Don't hit me. Okay, the next one I got here is the X-Men collection pack. It has X-Men United, X-Men 2 United, X-Men 3 Last Stand, and X-Men First Class. So it has just the first 4 of its movies. I do have all of the freaking X-Men movies. The only ones I don't have, and I don't really want to get those because I didn't really like those. If it makes sense. I didn't get the X-Men New Mutants one because I didn't like the fact they made a horror movie. I thought it was kind of dumb. And then the other one they made, which was the Dark Phoenix one, which is where Jean Grey becomes evil and stuff. So I didn't really care much for that one either. So, and especially the story in that wasn't, especially in the original, like the X-Men 3 one, that one wasn't done by its own comic either, and neither was this one. So it was kind of like, it might as well have been the same, but even though in Dark Phoenix it was different, but still it seemed kind of, it was kind of the same as X-Men 3. It seemed kind of bland. Like, it didn't have its expectations like from the comic like it should have. So, I mean, I'd like to know what your opinions are on Dark Phoenix and that, like, what the differences are with the Dark Phoenix of X-Men Last Stand and the Dark Phoenix one. Like, comment in the section below some of your thoughts on between those two, because, like, I don't know, I feel like they're bland. They're different, but at the same time, I just don't know. So, but that is the X-Men collection. I got that one at Walmart. You might be able to still get that one at Walmart. If not, you should be able to get the collection pack of those, Origins Wolverine, Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, the Wolverine movie, Logan, and I think the 2 Deadpool movies come with that, too. Not 100% sure, but I think that's how that collection pack goes. But the next one I have is X-Men Origins Wolverine. Not very many people like this movie. I can understand why. This one's actually not bad to me. I mean, the way they done Deadpool, well, what Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be, I was kind of pissed off at that moment. But I think that a lot of people were very upset with that. I like Taylor. I like Gambit's character in this. The actor that plays Taylor, the actor that plays Gambit. I think his name's like Taylor or something, but he actually wasn't too bad of a Gambit. But the thing is, though, I think a lot of people are kind of wanting because Gambit is from New Orleans. He has like a southern, old New Orleans accent. So I'm kind of hoping they actually have an actor that actually does that. So we'll see. Okay, we got X-Men Days of Future Past, which is its first like multiverse like movie, kind of. This movie was all right. Then we got X-Men Apocalypse. I thought Apocalypse's character was pretty cool in the movie. I think he's one of my favorite characters on that movie. Next one I got here is Wolverine. This one was actually a pretty cool movie when it first came out. Actually was one of my favorite Wolverine movies, really. Okay. Logan, last Wolverine movie, the Old Man Wolverine. This was one of my favorite Wolverine movies of all time. This is actually one of Hugh Jackman's, like his last performances as Wolverine. And two, this was actually, one of his best performances, I think, of that character. And pretty good tear-jerking moment with that, because, I know he did, after that being his last, his last ride with the character, so. Hugh, we miss you. One and only Deadpool. Probably one of my favorites, and I'm sure a lot of you as well. Love the Deadpool movies. I can't really say too much about that character because, there's just too much to say. Deadpool 2, I think Cable and Domino are pretty cool characters in this. Will they bring Deadpool in the MCU? I hope they bring in Domino, or the same actress that plays Domino at least, because I know Domino is actually supposed to be white character in comics and stuff, but I think the character they chose for her wasn't really bad. I think she was decent, but I kind of hope they bring her in the MCU as well and stuff. I think it'd be kind of a shame they just threw her in Deadpool 2 and then we just get somebody else. But I'd like to see them keep her. Okay, the next one I got here is the first two Fantastic Four movies. And the second one is Silver Surfer when Chris Evans was Human Torch. And no, I do not have that god-awful 2015 Fantastic Four garbage. That is not going on that shelf. No, sir. Straight up garbage. Okay. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. I know a lot of people did not really care much for this movie. I understand why. So, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of the Vengeance. I know a lot of people really did not like this movie at all. I think the first one was decent, but then when you got to 2, it was like, what did they do? They went from okay, and then bad. So I'm just trying to figure out what they did. So, next one I got is Venom. I thought the Venom movie was pretty cool. I do not have the second one, unfortunately. I am going to get that soon. Like I said, I am going to do part 2 of the ones I don't have and stuff, including the Venom 2. Let There Be Carnage. I'll definitely do a video with those ones. So, I just had the first one. So, first one was an awesome one when it first came out. A lot of people had their own opinions, but I thought it was pretty good. Time to get into the cool ones here. Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. This is the very first one, of course. We got Spider-Man 2. We have Spider-Man 3 with the Black Symbiote Spider-Man. I do not have the Andrew Garfield ones. Those are also ones I'm missing. I will definitely add those. I'm definitely put those on part 2 as well. So, just hold your horses. There will be part 2 to this of the ones I don't have. Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming, I think, was actually a pretty good movie when it came to I think when it came to, a new younger Spider-Man, I think Tom Holland did actually a pretty good job with this Spider-Man character. I know when he first came out, we thought he was just going to be this dork, for all we know. and his acting and like his portrayal of that character grew in it, and we ended up liking him and stuff. And I know a lot of people still have their opinions about him, but I think he did a good job with the character, and I really kind of hope he does make a return for, Spider-Man 4, because they are planning to do a Spider-Man 4 with him. So I really hope to see them make a return. So, and add that to my collection too. Okay, we've got Spider-Man Far From Home. The second one to that first one there. Mysterio was actually a pretty cool character. I think Jake Gyllenhaal did a pretty good job playing him. I do not have No Way Home, unfortunately. That is another one I'm missing too. I have seen it on DVD. I just haven't picked it up yet. I thought about picking it up at Dollar General, because they had it at Dollar General for like $19.99. Because at Walmart they still want like $30 for it, and I was like, I'll just go to Dollar General and pick it up. It's cheaper, $10 cheaper than what I want it for. I mean, like, it kind of bothers me though. I know they have it because of the money, but like the MCU Disney Plus movie series and stuff they have now, they're now released on DVD. They have those for like $30 as well. So I'm like, there's not very many episodes on them. Why? Bare minimum, they should be at least the same price as $19.99. There's not that much on them, but I found out if you buy them in a bundle of all 4 of them, it's like $40 for all 4 of them. So I'm just gonna buy all 4 of them, and then I got them all. Next one I got here is Ant-Man. I think the Ant-Man movies were actually pretty cool, and very clever, and very, very thought out. Because I actually really kind of thought, when they first did these Ant-Man movies, we were like, is it going to be stupid? Like, but like when they did him though, it worked. And like, and look, in these movies, they won box office, so like, they went into box office pretty well. So, I mean, no wrong there. Got Ant-Man and Wasp also. Okay, that's the only Hulk movie I have, which was with Edward Norton, which that's like one of the MCU ones that introduces Hulk when when Robert Downey Jr. shows up in that scene. So that's the only Hulk movie I have. Wish they'd get one with Mark Ruffalo. The very first Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the very first one was like one of my favorites. The second one was okay, but I think the very first one was pretty cool. I think Ronan the Accuser of that movie was pretty cool. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think this was actually pretty good. I think Baby Groot was like a pretty cool fan favorite when he first came out, because he was in all kinds of stuff, and like T-shirts, mugs, and he was just kind of like a Baby Yoda for a while. And I bought my wife a Baby Groot T-shirt and a mug, so she had something. We got Doctor Strange 2. Wait, oh my god. I said Doctor Strange 2. We had the first Doctor Strange. I'm so sorry, guys. I do not have Doctor Strange 2 yet. Doctor Strange was actually pretty good, especially the very first one, the way it was done. I do not have the second one, and I don't even know if the second one's even out on DVD just yet, so... But I think whenever that one comes out on DVD and stuff, I'll definitely do a part 2 of that as well. So... Because I'm going to make a list of ones that don't have, and I'll include those in a part 2. So, here we go, guys. Here comes the fun pack. We got Iron Man. Very first one that started out with Robert Downey Jr. Look at this case, guys. Sweet. It's just like putting the suit back on. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the very first one. Very first one was a classic memory. I think I was a... Okay. We've got Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is pretty cool. You got introduced to Black Widow, of course. When you learn that the Avengers were starting to get put together. Then we got Iron Man 3, which I know a lot of people didn't really care much for this. And the Mandarin was kind of a joke. Of course, he wasn't the real Mandarin to begin with. He was kind of an imposter. But when we got to see the actual real Mandarin in the Shang-Chi movie, sorry guys. And the Shang-Chi movie is also something I do not have, just so y'all know. Alright. Now, here's another cool one. Thor. The God of Thunder. Very first movie here. I think the very first movie was one of my favorite ones. I think a lot of people really like the very first one, from what I've heard. Especially Loki's character, you know. Yeah, I think this was actually a pretty good movie. So. Okay. Thor: The Dark World. And from what I understood, a lot of people did not really like this movie very well. To be honest, I don't think it was that bad. I think Malekith's character was not the greatest, from what a lot of people say. But for what it's worth, I think they did okay with it. Yeah, I think they did okay with it. Okay. Alright, we've got Thor Ragnarok. This is actually a pretty fun movie, too. I actually like the Hulk and Thor fight scene. Hela was actually a pretty cool villain for this. She was kind of like a God of War type character. So... Alright, here we go. We've got Captain America. This one was actually one of my favorite ones, especially the very first one. Not just that, but Captain America is also one of my favorite superhero characters in the Marvel Universe. 2, he's also one of my favorite MCU characters as well. So, I feel like that we don't have the original 6 Avengers. To me, it's like a part of the MCU is missing, just a little bit, and I'm sure a lot of you feel that way too. But yeah, this one was one of my favorites. I really love this. So, first one's always a good one. Now we've got Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This one was actually pretty good. The thing I liked with this movie, this was more like a spy type movie, or kind of maybe a Mission Impossible, or kind of a James Bond kind of mixture. Because it was kind of a spy type movie, the way it felt. But in a way, it worked pretty well, and the way this movie was pretty good. So... I actually really enjoyed that movie too. Bucky's character was pretty cool in there too. Okay, Captain America: The Civil War. The third movie is actually probably one of my favorites as well, especially the huge fight scene towards the end. I really wish there was actually more characters put in there, like there should have been, like the comic was. But fortunately, they didn't quite have all the rights to some of those characters just yet. And Thor and Hulk would have been in there too, but they was both off world, so there went that. So, but yeah, Civil War is definitely a big favorite. All right, Black Panther. I had a hard time pulling that. I'm sure a lot of you would understand. I think the Black Panther movie is probably going to be my all-time favorite because it's Chadwick Boseman. I'm not really 100% sure how the second movie is going to turn out or what we're expecting. But if they are going to do what they're going to do, I hope they do it right. And not upset us a lot of fans. Because this movie right here was just beautiful. Masterpiece. But with them putting Namor in the movie, I think the movie with what I've heard with Namor in it, I have a feeling he's going to be a big fan favorite character in that. But we'll just see when it comes out. But Black Panther. That cover is actually pretty cool, by the way. Then you got Black Panther back there. And this movie right here, Captain Marvel, it's okay. Do I think Brie Larson was the best choice? No. After what I found out, when I was watching audition tapes of other characters trying to betray as her, I was kind of like, out of all those actresses, was Brie Larson really the only one they went after? Sadly, yes. But for what it's worth, she did okay with the character. I mean, we got a Captain Marvel movie, but I like the fact that they made it to where she was the first female superhero character to be introduced, when technically Black Widow was the first MCU female character introduced, because she didn't get introduced until like the 90s. She hurt her because her movie took place that time. So during that time, where the heck has she been during all that time? So, next movie, The Avengers, first movie. This one was actually pretty good. The very first movie, I think, is a classic to me. Especially when everybody got all put together finally. So, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I think Ultron was a pretty cool villain for this movie, and especially the team up that they had towards the end of it was pretty cool. Given it's adding a few more Avengers to the team and fighting off against Ultron was pretty cool, and his robots. So yep, I like the Age of Ultron. That was a good one. Avengers: Infinity War. Oh my goodness. This here right here, there are so many things I could say to this. Thanos was pretty good in that movie. He mopped the floor with the Avengers. Last one. Avengers Endgame. The last one. This one was a very, very good movie. I like the fact that they had everybody can make a return and stuff. It was pretty good how it stood out, and I think Avengers Endgame has a very good special place in all our hearts. Okay. That's the last one, guys. I do not have Andrew Garfield's 2 Spider-Man movies. I don't have those. I don't have Shang-Chi. I don't have the Black Widow movie. Eternals, Let There Be Carnage, Venom 2, or Spider-Man No Way Home. Same with Doctor Strange 2. I'm also trying to get some of the Disney Plus DVD ones. So like WandaVision, the Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, and then the Hawkeye. I don't have those either, but unfortunately, once I get those, I'll do a part 2 of this and show those as well. So, but yeah, that's my Marvel collection there of like non-MCU ones and then the MCU ones. So, but you some are all thinking, man, I do all kinds of Marvel movies. We're gonna have to party at his house. But I think the thing about these Marvel movies, though, it's a franchise and a universe you can always rewatch when it comes to Marvel movies, especially MCU and stuff as well. So that's just what I think about those Marvel movies. And it's almost like, like pulling a comic book out of your shelf and just wanting to read it, but it's not a comic book, it's in a movie. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Post the comment section below. Tell me what your favorite Marvel movie is, or MCU, whatever you guys like. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as always. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.